So we get a lot of questions. Folks join us, and folks I've known for a while. Sometimes we get questions just off of these videos, where people are asking the question, is We Insure a good fit? How did it come about? And what can I learn from talking to other folks? So existing owners. So that's why we do these We Welcomes. Today's We Welcome is a group of folks I've worked with for a very long time. I've known you guys for probably 8 or 10 years. I think that's correct.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I want to introduce the fact that we have a great We Welcome. My name is Chris Pfluger. I am the Chief Development Officer here at We Insure, and I am honored to have you all with us today. And so this is a group I've worked with. It's the Realty Unlimited group from RE/MAX. And you guys have 3 active locations currently. We have St. Pete, Riverview, and Orlando. So you have quite a few agents. You cover that entire midsection of the state of Florida. So you're very influential as far as real estate is concerned. And you went through the process of deciding to add an ancillary like this, like insurance. And so we had those conversations. And I wanted to hearken you back to that a little bit and find out what made you make those decisions. And again, wanted to welcome Aaron, Bob, and Jenny today. So it's a family affair, and we wanted to bring you all here. I know Nancy couldn't join us right at this moment, but again, we don't want to leave her out. So Bob, tell me a little bit about, we were having a conversation, Bob, having a conversation, and you were telling me before you were thinking about adding insurance. You looked at some options out there, and then you had some more conversations and decided to give us a shot. So tell us a little bit about that, how the genesis of adding insurance as an ancillary came about.
Well, last summer we were at the RE/MAX broker owner meeting in Chicago, and we had some discussions there. We actually had an opportunity to sit down and get a presentation from someone that was presenting a new product for insurance. And so we listened to that, and we came back and we started talking and looking and doing some research. Aaron had several conversations with the fellow that was up in Chicago, and we were very interested. We started talking to the agents, and we thought that there would be a really good fit for insurance. And the more we thought about it, the more we realized that there was a genuine natural fit. It's almost better than the mortgage business because, of course, every house you sell, everybody needs insurance. And in a lot of cases, you get towards the closing and people suddenly, even when we're good agents and we tell them they need to get insurance, we also tell them don't go out and buy a car, don't mess up the mortgage, but they don't listen. Right. And we get close to the end and they don't have insurance. So this when we started talking, people immediately said, they didn't say, yeah, that's a good idea. They said, man, that's a great idea. One-stop shopping with something that we absolutely need. And here in Florida, of course, it's, and we're on the coast. It's a very important, and, sometimes it can be a real problem getting insurance. So that fit in very well. When we went to the RE/MAX convention this year, on the plane, I was speaking with one of our other franchise owners from down in Sarasota, and I don't know how the conversation of insurance came up. I guess it must have been getting kind of boring if we were talking about insurance, right, Chris? But anyway, it came up, and he said, "Hey, you got to talk to Chris about this." They had signed up with you folks, or maybe they were in the process at the time, but he said, you got to give Chris a call. So when we came back, Aaron and I gave you a call, and quite frankly, we like your product. Everything from the formality of the franchise. You've got all your ducks in a row. You've got the product. You've got the software. You've got the advertising. It's a ready to go package, and we like that, right, Aaron?
Yeah, very much. So from our standpoint, real estate is very transactional, and it's very subject to certain market demands. And the overlay of insurance over time, we feel that that a portfolio of insurance products kind of insulates us a little bit from the peaks and the valleys normally associated with commission sales. And
Right.
so it also allows us to diversify outside of real estate through auto, commercial, and life policies. So from our standpoint, it just gives us another revenue stream that over time becomes predictable and measurable.
And Jenny is a much more active agent. She sells more than we do. Jenny, how have you liked what we're doing?
It's wonderful.
And what,
I think that's a growing in and of itself. But so, Jenny, do you ever get to the same thing as Bob was mentioning? You get to the point where you have some clients and they don't have insurance yet. And again, you mentioned it very well, Bob. You know, it's more than significant in the state of Florida because of working with the coast. You know, Jenny, I know you work in St. Pete quite a bit, and so those prices, those premiums can be quite significant. And if you don't have choice, you're going to end up with someone who tells you this is the best price and it's $2,000 or $3,000 a year more than what they really could or should be getting. So, have you run into that before?
Yeah, we deal with a lot of older homes, you know, over 40 years, so 4 points with galvanized plumbing, a lot of electrical issues. So finding a carrier for those particular properties is not always the easiest. So it's good that there's so many carriers that we can shop with and see if you know, they can bind for the particular home for the buyer.
You know, and I tell people that all the time. You know, when you hire a producer and put it into your office like that, it's a great, you know, service to have from an agent perspective because they don't have to go out there and find someone. And I know a guy, and in this case, like you mentioned, they may be very specialized. You may have to go 2 or 3 different agents to find someone that can even help you. In this case, with that many carriers, with over 150 in the state of Florida, you know, you certainly can find a solution for every single situation. But, you know, more importantly, it's right at your fingertips, right? As an agent, you have the ability to walk in, talk to the person, and what I like to say, it's really that person becomes part of your closing team. It's not just, you know, it's an afterthought. It's part of the team. We can preemptively work with your clients and get you set up for that. So I think that's a fantastic opportunity. And you guys, you know, recently kind of got up and running, and so you found a producer, an insurance agent to come aboard. Tell us a little bit about that. How difficult was it?
Yeah, you know what? Surprisingly, it was not difficult at all. So we took our time in order to put it out, and we advertised through the internet portals, and Indeed gave us a great number of 220 licensed applicants for us to choose from. So within the first couple of weeks of doing it, we probably had to narrow down to 3 finalists. And so we selected the person that we did based on pre-existing relationships with many of our agents. We went out, we have about 95 agents. We went out to a handful of the agents and the same name kept coming back. And it was only one name, right? So it wasn't like we heard all different names. It was this one name. She also was in the pool who had applied. And so we were very excited to offer a position and pleased that she accepted.
Fantastic.
So, no, we were expecting it to be a little more challenging than it was to track somebody down. We had, I don't know if it was good luck or if that's just the market that's out there, but we had a couple choices to go with.
And I think a lot of people think exactly like you did, right? They come in and say, boy, I don't know much about insurance other than I know we need it. I understand, you know, at a high level exactly what it is. But hiring someone and operating in there seems a little bit more confusing if you've never done it before. But the reality is, you guys are offering the best job in insurance, right? You have a lead source. You do all of the service for them. You know, we do it, we insure, and they have access to all these carriers at the highest tier commission. I don't know. I would sign up for that. I mean, it seems like a great job.
No, it's a great fit. And from our standpoint, where we're very sensitive about what we want to actively manage, it slid right into our wheelhouse, being able to pull someone who's going to be the primary point of that business, because it allows us to continue to focus on growing our sales channel, which is the real estate agent network.
So you're not saying you're spending 30 hours a week working on insurance?
Nope.
That's exactly.
I'm not.
So
yes, I am. I'm spending 60 hours a week on insurance.
Well, you know what, Chris, that's actually that is the nice thing. You know, we're all 3 of us work for regular businesses, if you will, and So we know about goal setting and that sort of thing. And basically we sit down with our new person and we talk about our goals at this point every day. We'll get to the point where we're talking about it maybe once a week. We set goals and that sort of thing. And then we're able to go hands off. She's really hit the ground running, and it's not going to take a lot of involvement from us to make. We think we're already successful with it.
The involvement from us takes the shape of working with our agents. It doesn't take the shape of learning insurance, learning carriers, learning systems. The involvement from us takes it takes our producer and integrates it into an environment that's already there. And for us, that's good for us. That's kind of what we do well. So we are we're 40 days into it about, from the start of training to today. We took our times to set certain processes up. We started mid-October, and to your point, we're very happy with the progress that's been made so far. So we look in that short amount of time, and we probably have 30-40% penetration rate into our agents that we have commitments to use us. So since this month we'll do 130 transactions total, that's a meaningful pool for her to pull from. And the thing I get most excited about isn't even real estate related. It's the auto policies. I like the auto policies because it diversifies our business outside of everything we do from title to mortgage to real estate. It's very transactional driven. This takes us outside of that transaction and gives us some long-term sustainability.
Well, I can tell you from my perspective, what I liked about it originally was the fact that, if you go through a real estate transaction, and you have, mortgage or title and the real estate deal, and that person doesn't need a transaction for 15 more years, you can't really give them title, right? You can't go back and say, would you like more title? Would you like another, you might be able to do some refi, but that might be the extent of it. So in this case, you have the opportunity, if they buy a boat, if they have a commercial property, if they have a motorcycle or anything outside of that, or they decide to buy a second home, you can help them and stay in touch with them consistently, which also just drives them back to you when they do have that need for a real estate transaction. So I think it's all encompassing. I think that's what I always thought was very attractive about it, from owning it as an ancillary business.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's actually kind of interesting. Some of the several of the agents, she offered to review their insurance with the agents, and several of the agents have come in. They've done reviews. We've changed over their policies over to our company, but she was able to really advise them and fill some gaps that some of these folks had in what they were purchasing too. And it was really well appreciated. I
very much so. And not being an insurance person, I can't say that going out of the gate that was something I thought that that I would look at through the lenses of appreciation, because I've been with the same carrier for 25 years. They just tell me what to pay and I go, okay. So kind of understanding some of the things that we've seen go through there, and she's been able to save them money and on top of that give them better insurance. So it's been a value add for our team.
It's kind of a win-win-win for the clients, for the agents, and for yourselves. And I think that's the point of this whole thing. So I appreciate the fact that you guys joined us today. And again, I appreciate
Chris, I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
Liberty Mutual sent us this emu, and what are we supposed to do with the damn thing? He's eating everything out of the kitchen.
We'll call Flo from Progressive.
Thank you.
She feeds it, and it's fine. It's all good. Well, hey, welcome to We. And thank you guys for joining, and we're very excited about you jumping in this new venture for you guys, and we're sincerely happy to have you part of the team. So, congratulations.
All right. Bye.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.